it was on the one where all the TCs are stacked, and their back person was Japan and went like 3 TC into like fast Izatsu.
Oh, by the way, thank you, GG Obama, for the tier 1 sub. Feels like 7 years. Watching me could be
you
that
saying
way.
GG Obama every time he says something? I always say go Bama.
Oh really?
It's definitely GG Obama though. I think we can let him tell us what it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Chat, sorry, I haven't been able to share the bracket. It won't let me. Every time I copy it, it shows only the admin. Not sure why it's doing that. All right.
If I'll try to. Oh, I guess I'm not mod. I'll get Zero to do it then.
And maybe Zero can do it.
Or if you mod me, I'll do it.
I'm not sure how long it would take me to mod you, so we'll have to try it after this game. We'll go into this one first, though. Worry about that later. So here we go. We have Vortix as the Japanese, and then we have over here GUA, or Give You Anxiety, as the Order of the Dragon. So this is kind of a interesting matchup. I'm very curious how Vortix is going to play this. As like I said, there's been a conflicting. Like I said, people think Japan's too weak, and some are saying it's strong. What is it? I don't know, but we're gonna find out this game. Surely this one game will tell us if they're good or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the civ that they're playing against. It doesn't matter that you picked your opponent's civ. It all just is all come down to this game.
But we can tell by GUA's opinion that he doesn't think Japan is very strong, right? Because otherwise he wouldn't have picked Japan for for his opponent. And again, Order of the Dragon, I don't think I only know like maybe 1 or 2 pro players that think they're not as bad as people say. But in general, most people I talk to do think Order of the Dragon is the worst out of the new civs and Byzantines.
That's my standpoint too. But you know, to each his own. To each his own. I think we got the bracket command updated correctly now for you, so we should be good to go there.
There we
go. Yeah. Japan about to age up. Let's see if we're going to see some Shinobi. And it's going to be the Shinobi. So this is one, I think this is very matchup based on what feudal age landmark you're going.
Agreed.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, no, I 100% agree. I think what's interesting about Byzantines and Japan is I think both landmarks are good depending on the matchup and the map and all that, and your game plan. And I think Shinobi are a very good example. Like against Order of the Dragon, I think they're a pretty good opening.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that the devs did an unbelievable job on with the new civs is the viability of different landmark choices. There's really ones that you're like, I don't know which one I want to choose. Like they're both great. And this is where the Shinobi, I think a little bit stronger with their abilities. Obviously, Order of the Dragon, they don't have as many villagers. So being able to kill any or disable buildings and things like that, it's that much stronger.
Yeah, exactly. It's a... yeah, that's what I really like about it is the fact that they can choose the landmarks. And Shinobi, I actually find them very annoying to play against. It is, and if you go 2 town centers, it's even more annoying because even if you put your villagers in the second town center, all 7 at the same, immediately, it will still get the sabotage down, and you lose 30 seconds of villager production time.
And that is something. That's why you I didn't know the exact intricacies of it, but you know, that's why you love to hear it.
I should know because Puppy and Wham have done it to me, and I've reacted instantly, and it still got the sabotage down before dying.
God. And this is one too where I just feel like the high elo players with the Shinobi, they have that blink ability and everything. It's just one that they're so hard to deal with if you have the micro to do it. And you know what player has the micro to do it? It's definitely Vortix.
Yeah, we have GUA opening up with an archery range, so he's going to make a gilded archer, which obviously archers do very well against the Shinobi. Shinobi are not good against ranged, but against melee, they do 25 damage to melee, which means they destroy horsemen. Like, they're a counter to horsemen in the early game.
And look at the scouting by GUA, though. He's just fully tracking that initial Shinobi as it crosses the map. Just such a good job here. But look at where that Shinobi is. The first Gilded Archer going to be able to scout it out. He immediately takes a right dive and just dodges out. Now he's out of vision, and GUA has lost the information.
Yep, and here comes the first Shinobi. It's going to block off the barracks. It's a very annoying thing, because again, that's 30 seconds.
Oh, and that Gilded Archer just almost able to take that down, even though emergency repairs utilized. I believe it. Does it stay burning? Or sabotage or whatever it is?
I think it does the 200 damage pretty much immediately, doesn't it? I think if you use emergency repair, it's fine. It's not going to take any more damage. I lied.
believe it stays burning. You have to tap it once, though.
Yeah, I lied. It is taking damage still.
Yeah. So it auto reheals it during all. Oh, and another Shinobi gets spotted out by another Gilded Archer. Blink ability needs to be utilized.
Oh, and sabotaged again by another Shinobi.
He hasn't been able to make one single Spearman yet.
Yeah.
Not one single Spearman.
Now, to be fair, he doesn't need the Spearman immediately because the Horsemen aren't out yet, but I do like this push. You know, GUA is here. He's gonna poke at the Wood Villagers, or try to. But we do have Horsemen coming out for Japan right now. And again, that Shinobi is probably about to do another blocking. Or another sabotage. I don't know why I said blocking.
You can see it's just waiting there ready for it.
GUA does get a Vil kill, though.
Ooh. Yeah.
Spearman is out. Heading immediately away. GUA doing the smart thing, pulling back his Gilded Archers, recognizing that, you know, he does know the stable's there. He does not want to be caught out of position. Although, ooh, look at that. That Shinobi's already done 75 damage to that Spearman. Does die. Sabotage does go down. Does lose another Shinobi, though.
Yeah, ran that one under town center fire. Not really exactly what you wanted to do. Another one distracted with the Gilded Archers, but this is actually looking a little bit better from GUA than what I was expecting. Those archers are just doing a great job deterring, and Vortix, he's still producing those Shinobis, but they're immediately getting taken down to essentially like half health every time.
Yeah, now here's the scary part for Japan is their archers are not very good compared, like they're even worse than normal archers. And these are Gilded Archers too, so these Gilded Archers will do even better against them than normal archers.
Yeah, the movement speed's nice, but you just if you are forced to take on head-on engagement, it's not the greatest. And we know that GUA, he's known for forcing head-on engagements. He loves his feudal ages and his aggression. He's still trying to deny that wood line. Scout moves up. Archers are trying to move forward, but isn't quite able to get on top of the wood villagers where he wants to.
Oh,
as I say that, though, another archer steps on in.
Yeah, and good for GUA to be making this this mill and a tower to defend his deer. Otherwise, these Shinobi would be very, very annoying.
The four horsemen, they are narrowing their sights on those archers, able to take out one. Not quite able to close the gap on the other, and headed towards the other side. So now this is where GUA, it's like, do you pull back and try to deal with the horseman, or do I keep pressing his aggression? In my opinion, you just make a couple spears, send them on over to the deer or wherever you need them, and then keep on that wood line.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I like the aggression. I do love the aggression path by GUA. I think Order of the Dragon, you know, before the patch came out with HRE, I was kind of experimenting with HRE aggression in Feudal Age, and actually was having a lot of success. And I think Order of the Dragon may have a decent, you know, pretty decent feudal aggression timing too they could do. I may be wrong. Of course, it's always hard to say without more testing, but so I am very interested to see how this ends up playing out. And again, you know, we do see a decent, yeah, we have 8 archers, but there's 7 Gilded Archers. So those 8 archers aren't going to do much to them.
No, not at all. And the scary part for Vortix is where his secondary wood line is. If this front one that he keeps chopping through actually gets denied at any point, there's no more wood for Vortix other than a couple stragglers that he can really safely access.
Yeah, and so we just kind of see the horsemen building, archers building, and I think Vortix is going to do... you know, I'm actually surprised Vortix isn't raiding, to be honest. You know, normally I would expect to see him raiding. He's actually put 7 villagers on stone. I'm expecting that he's just going to get the Daimyo Manor. One of the things I've realized with Japan lately is I think 2TC is a trap, and upgrading the main town center is much stronger than getting another town center as Japan?
I actually had that question asked to me, and I said I think exactly what you said. I think the initial TC upgrade's the key. I think getting an additional TC makes sense if you're Castle Age and the game's extending, but early on, I do think that prioritizing the upgrade over secondary TC is better.
Yep, it's actually crazy how strong. It actually is very strong economically. So definitely something I wonder if Vortix is going to do. He does have enough stone to get that upgrade, so I assume he's going to. I can't imagine he's going to go second TC considering he has no wood. Yep,
And there
we
it
go.
is.
Sounds
Naju's
like
trying to help cast.
yeah, don't worry, mine tried to do the same thing.
Oh yeah, a couple of those shinobi just still sitting by that wood line, just making sure that GUA has to constantly pay attention, has to constantly be looking back, or else he's gonna start losing some. And looks like GUA is actually pulling his military mass totally back.
Yeah, and look at this. It looks like Vortix maybe trying to get the castle. I mean, I say that, but he is using his gold because he has a lot of food. He's got almost 1,000 food. So I'm very curious what his plan is, or GUA's plan is at this point, because he's got a farm, which okay, but he's gathering stone as well. Now, what's he gathering stone for?
That's a good question. He with that deer location, he also was able to secure the boar. And arrow slits does make sense. Just making sure that those shinobi just have to watch their every single step and move.
Yeah, so yeah, gathering from a boar and deer, very, very nice. I wonder if GUA is going to maybe try going castle. Not really sure. I mean, how many does he have on gold? I mean, he has 4 on gold. He's still making units, so it's not like he's completely stopped unit production. And Vortix is actually moving out now.
Vortix is moving out, and GUA has been massing up those units right at that outpost that Vortix is massing on over to. Has a decent amount to defend this, but not quite all of his units. Needs the other archers, but Vortix is pushing through right as double arrow slits is about to finish. He's going to take a lot of losses for this.
Yeah, and the thing is, GUA's army is a little split up, so half his army's trying to get there, and he's trying to buy time for it, but he might just need to engage here.
He has to turn. He needs to turn and engage, and the reinforcing units, though, the arrow slits on both the outposts, they're getting some good return damage.
Yeah, thing is, though, looks like GUA is going to lose his gilded archers at the top, so he is going to lose that half, which is very, very brutal. But it might be able to still make a decent trade. I feel like that was the best case scenario for Vortix, though. Like, that was...
Yeah, he was at least able to split off, clean up one half of the army from GUA, and yeah, he took some losses, but it could have been worse. Look at Vortix's queue, though. He just had 7 horsemen in queue. He only has 1 stables. I think he realized it, canceled a couple of the horses, canceled a couple, and was like, all right, I need to build some additional production on over here.
And that's one of the things you'll see good players do, right, is when they start queuing a lot, they're like, oh, I need more production, because that's not ideally what you want to do. Kind of a friendly tip to those out there: whenever you're queuing a lot of units, just make another production building. And it looks like he's doing the same thing as GUA: 2 outposts and a farmhouse to secure that front deer for Vortix.
Military numbers dead. Even GUA starting to get a wall into play here next to his chapel, next to those couple farms. And Vortix looks like they're kind of just at a standoff here, resetting, making sure their macros on point, and then going to maybe clash back at each other. But the Yumi Bannerman has come out for Vortix. I'm not sure if that was there in the fight before, but
it was.
Those are really what allows Japan to make all those archers not quite feel as weak as they would be.
Yeah, and it's like right now, what is their plan? I mean, GUA's still making units. So is Vortix. So neither player looking at that castle age yet. And we got more walls coming in for GUA, which I like. Again, you want to stop those raids. He's starting to mix in men at arms as well, though I don't think oh no, he does. Okay, he does have the upgrade, the feudal upgrade.
Oh, those horsemen trying to die past the TC. And another villager, 2 villagers get taken down. And there's going to be more after this.
Oh no, a 3rd villager taken down.
And remember, these
four.
And remember, these are Order of the Dragon villagers. They're that much more important to keep alive. That is such a huge win for Vortix.
Yeah, that was a. Oh, that's very, very painful. That's.
And it was only at the cost of like 1 or 2 horsemen himself.
I don't
Now
actually.
is a
I don't think he
shinobi
lost.
over.
Oh, he lost 1 horseman, I think.
Has a shinobi over, blinked over the wall, so he gets right back on the wood line, and now he disguises himself as a villager. Oh my gosh, I love this.
And he's attacking at the same time, so GUA is being like, he's distracted. He's taking damage at home while dealing with this attack. Although GUA did notice it. And is going to force the shinobi away for now. But the shinobi comes back, wanting to kill 1 more villager at least. But it dies. A very
He
painful
took some
death.
damage, but all during this time, Vortix, he's moving forward with his main army, splitting in between where the food is, where the military units are going to be produced from. He's getting on top of those gilded archers, on top of those gilded men-at-arms. GUA has to take this fight, and this is looking like a losing fight for GUA.
I did like what he did, though. He recognized the fight was inevitable and went to try to get support from both towers. I think he's going to lose all his gilded archers, though. I mean, this fight definitely not going the way of GUA.
There are a couple men-at-arms there. So tanky, so hard to kill, as you can see, but that's where Vortix, he used his micro to kill everything but those men-at-arms and then just run away.
Yep. It's exactly. So now he's left with 7 men-at-arms. All his gilded archers are gone. His food income's, look at Vortix's food income. It is double GUA's at the moment. And he can go Castle Age here in just a minute. And
yeah, he's about to go Castle Age. He force drops those villagers on berries. He's pulling a ton, and the floating gate is starting to be built.
Yeah, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna try to counterattack, but I don't think it's gonna do anything. I think at this point, Castle Age is incoming. I don't think GUA is aware of it. Nope, definitely not aware of it. And now, he's gonna counterattack, and I don't see this doing a ton of damage while Vortix ages up here.
Yeah, I think Vortix is going to use these archers almost as like a throwaway distraction, making sure his eco doesn't get touched. Horsemen just go ahead and dive this. And GUA actually deciding to turn back around. Those high movement speed archers aren't getting touched by the men-at-arms.
Yeah, nope, and those archers are actually doing a decent amount more damage than I expected to those men-at-arms. I mean, they're actually killing them pretty quickly. To be fair, there is 25 of them, but that Castle
And it's
is going to hit here
upgrades
in
to
a moment.
no upgrades.
Oh, I didn't realize that. GUA has no blacksmith techs. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, I didn't even realize that this whole game. And that explains a lot. Because those upgrades are super important, and he recognizes it's over, and GG's. Yeah, forgetting your blacksmith techs is very, oof, that's painful. I mean, it makes a big difference. Having that +1 armor and +1 attack against someone who doesn't have it, it just, like, all your units are stronger.
All those archers are essentially double or maybe even triple the damage output with having 2 upgrades to 0 on the other side. So it's making it to where they should be